were found in her classroom. The principal of Starkey Elementary.
Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And hopefully, I've got my I moved my microphone a little bit closer to me when I'm in this mode, where I have the camera on the tripod, and the tripod, of course, is much further away from where the camera is normally mounted, which is on this right here, and then the microphone is over there. And I've noticed in the last couple of videos I've done here, the audio is low, so I've moved the microphone over to right about up there, closer to me, so hopefully that'll fix the audio problem. I still have a lighting problem. I'm not sure what to do that. I got many lights in this room and I can't get the right combination. I think it might be this pad. I changed it. I normally have a green one here. I changed it to a blue one. I'm not sure. Maybe I need to get a black one. I think I had a black one at one time that got ripped. Anyway, this is another radio from Jeff King. Jeff King loans me these radios from his collection for me to review on my show. This is a Silvertone AM radio. Now you would look at it and you say, looks like a clock. Well, it's a clock radio. Old style, 1967, 1970 vintage. It was given to him by some friends at his church. They were going to take it to Goodwill, and then they remembered that he collects radios, and they gave it to him. So that's where we got it. It's in pristine condition. No scratches on the face, on the side, nothing. It's like it came right out of the box. Big clock. Big clock. This is a clock I could use. I could actually read this without my glasses. AM only. This is the control switch right here. Let me zoom in. I'll try to without kicking the camera over. Oop, yeah, there's the clock. I'll zoom into the clock face. Here's the control switch here. Mode control. On, off, wake to music, wake to alarm. So you can have it set the radio to something you want to listen to when you wake up. It'll do that. This is a sleep timer right up here, so that you can set that sleep timer and then fall asleep, and then the radio will shut off. Right here there is a button for the alarm, and on this side, which I need to zoom back out a little bit, this is the volume control, and there's tons of volume, tons of volume. And it doesn't distort when you turn it way up. And over here is the tuning knob right there. On the back, we have a very large speaker. Unfortunately, the sound comes out this way, so it's going to reflect off a wall, or it's just going to be dissipated. That's, to me, you want the sound to come out of front of the radio, which is facing. And here is the knob for setting the time. And that's about it. AC, built-in AC to DC converter. I think it's about it. The color scheme is like tan and beige and a gold strip. Kind of the pastel colors of that time frame. Like I said, it's a big radio and it's mint. There's not a scratch on it, and I don't want to get any scratches on it. Jeff wrapped it in a towel so it wouldn't get scratched, so I'm going to immediately put it back in that towel. Again, thanks Jeff King for loaning me these radios. This is, he also gives me notes. This is a 7 transistor radio. He says it's not the greatest radio, and I'm not the greatest speaker. Wow. But it's not too bad. Sound quality is lacking. Now he says sound quality is lacking. I think what he's talking about there, because the sound quality is not lacking, it's just very, very basic. Let me turn it back up.
Sit down and read each line from their Grubhub statement. Troubled companies lose good employees. Boeing is losing.
And there's no bass treble control. Now there is a noticeable AC hum on it, which is typical of older radios like this that have these big electrolytic capacitors in the power supply that dry out over time, and they start letting the AC from the wall plug come through onto the DC for the radio. That's what's happened there. I think that's about it. Hopefully my audio is much better. I apologize. I don't know what happened to this setup out here, but I've been really struggling with it since I came back out here. The lighting is not right, and I have to remember to move the speaker if I'm going to use the tripod. So hopefully we're getting things back together, back organized. It is getting hot as the devil. My weather station is totally dead. I guess the batteries went. I don't have any idea. Let's see what. I don't have any idea what temperature is, but I would say it's close to 80 and very humid. So I got the fans. Got most of the fans off. One I still have on, which is across the room. I hope you can't hear that. Yeah, you can probably hear it, but I hope it's not too bad. I'm getting set up again. Now, one other thing. Again, I haven't been out here for a while, and I discovered something. I was testing Jeff's radio. I think it was in the last show or previous to that. It had a shortwave band on it, and I couldn't receive anything on shortwave. And I hooked it up to my outside 31-foot MFG antenna. Well, yesterday I was outside and I saw down at the base of that antenna there was a whole bunch of wire coiled up, and I looked up in the air and the top section had come down. I mean, it's telescopic, so it had slid down inside of it. So it's no longer fully extended. So that's probably contributing, well, that is contributing to the reception of the antenna. So I've got to take that down, get it on the ground, pull out that last section, or maybe two sections, and then tape it up again and get it back up. The thing is, that antenna, it's an MHA antenna, 31 foot from MHA, and it's telescopic, and it's used for portable work. So you go out in the field and you extend it, stick it up in the air and work, and then take it back down. Well, I'm using it as a permanent setup. And with the weather cycles, hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, rain, it tends to collapse on itself. I have put tape around the sections to keep them from collapsing, but the tape comes loose too. So once again, I got to go out there and re-extend that antenna, and then I'll be back in business. I've had that antenna over a year, I know, and it's, like I say, it's not built to be left outside, and I've left it outside 24/7, severe Florida weather, and it still works great, except for every once in a while it collapses. Now, one thing I thought about doing is actually drilling a hole through where the sections extend, and then putting a bolt through there so that it won't collapse. But I'm afraid, since it's fiberglass, I might damage the integrity of the fiberglass, and then it'll eventually, in high winds, break. That's the other thing. We had several storms over the past couple months, which made it flex back and forth, and that probably weakened it, and it came down. Anyway, enough for that. Again, I want to thank Jeff for providing these radios. Jeff lives in Jacksonville, Florida. He's got a huge collection of these old radios. Like I say, this one's in pristine condition. This time he brought me, I think, either 2 or 3 radios that have a shortwave band. So I want to get that antenna fixed. I did show one, and I was wondering why I wasn't getting any stations even on Big Bertha here, and that's the reason why. I should have known that. But that's about it. We have, like I say, about 8 more radios that he brought me this time, and we'll be showing them to you soon. If you enjoyed this show, please give me a thumbs up, and our thoughts go out to those people in the Midwest with all those tornadoes and floods. I watched the Weather Channel for good 4 hours last night just to try to see what was happening. I hope you didn't have any damage. Anyway, have a nice day. Bye-bye. Oh, I kicked the camera. I knew I would.